morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Veterans Day ceremony. It's the 103rd anniversary of the dedication of the Memorial Grove also. My name is Terry Krecker. I am the commander at the Brown Lynch American Legion, and I'm also the secretary for the Joint Veterans Council. At this time, I would like to introduce State Representative Bob Freeman.
Thank you, Terry. And good morning, everyone, on this windy but important day. I want to thank the Joint Veterans Council, the Forks of the Delaware, and all those who organized today's Veterans Day event here at Hackett's Park. It is always conducted with great dignity and appropriate ceremony befitting the day. And I've always found this location to be the perfect place for holding a Veterans Day ceremony. We are fortunate to have this special place that overlooks our Easton community as the setting for this ceremony. With its impressive grove of trees, oak trees, planted over 100 years ago as a memorial to the 59 residents of our Easton area who served in World War I, perished in that war, and forever will be memorialized in this place. This truly is hallowed ground that connects us to those who came before us and sacrificed so much on behalf of our country and all that it stands for. It is a place that provides a poignant setting that offers quiet dignity that inspires and affords a moment of reflection as we pause at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month to honor and give thanks to all of our nation's veterans. Veterans Day is the day to recognize, honor, and give thanks to the many veterans of our nation for their service to our country. They are the brave men and women who answered their nation's call to duty in its hour of need and served in one of the nation's armed forces to protect our country, its cherished freedoms, our Constitution, and its democratic institutions, as well as the American way. It was our veterans who endured the rigors of military service, faced the deprivations and horrors of war, witnessed the loss of friends and comrades in arms, and faced great adversity in the course of their service. Through it all, they endured and returned to the communities they came from, many of them continuing to serve in their community, many of them police, firefighters, emergency service personnel in our communities. Many of those are veterans, and many more remain active in their communities, engaging in charitable endeavors and serving on local boards, authorities, and commissions, all to protect, promote, and serve the places they love and call home. I'm fond of pointing out that the month of November has three very important occasions. The first is Election Day, where we as a free people choose our public officials to represent us at the local, state, and national level, to address the needs of our society, and to represent us in government. The last of these occasions occurs on Thanksgiving Day, when we come together with family and friends to enjoy a festive meal and give thanks for all that we have, partaking of the bounties of the fruits of the earth, and giving thanks for the health and happiness of those who we hold dear. However, in many respects, it is Veterans Day, which reminds us that it was the sacrifice and service of our veterans that has safeguarded our democratic institutions and free elections and our way of life, and that makes the celebration of Thanksgiving possible and all the more meaningful. Our veterans are very special people. America is a very special place, in large part because of them. So on this special day, let us acknowledge their contribution to America. Let us give recognition to their sacrifice and devotion to our country. Let us honor their service, and let a grateful nation give thanks to who they are, what they have achieved on our behalf, and for the outstanding role models they continue to provide to our communities, the people of our nation, and our nation as a whole. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see my belong to me heights? What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, when the rocket's red flame among bursting
I'd like to welcome all our dignitaries here, our friends, our family, our American Legion, and most importantly, our veterans. Without our veterans, we would not be able to participate in all the freedoms that we have today. There's a lot of sacrifices that comes with that, and our hearts are to you all for all that you have done. And thank you for coming out in the cold and enjoying this with us. Without you, we couldn't continue to do this every year either. So thank you.
Today's speaker is a graduate of Notre Dame High School, Green Pond. He served 24 years of total service in the United States Navy and Naval Reserves. He is a past commander of the Brown and Lynch American Legion and the past president of the Joint Veterans Council. He is a recipient of the Joint Veterans Council Veteran of the Year 2020. He is a member of the Knights of Columbus, where he served as a past Grand Knight. He is currently the 30th District Commander, the American Legion. He is a member of the Greater Lehigh Valley chapter of the Naval Enlisted Reserve Association, where he presently serves as president. Please welcome Thomas Rafferty.
Thank you, Terry. Good morning. Americans never forget. This is what Veterans Day is really about. We remember the brave and the honorable men and women who have served in our armed forces since the founding of our nation. 10 years ago, a veteran received overdue but welcome but well-deserved recognition nearly a century after his brave, legendary service. William Shimon was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for his World War I heroism. While fighting in France as a member of the Army's 47th Infantry Regiment, Sergeant Shimon repeatedly left cover, exposed himself to enemy machine gun and rifle fire while rescuing wounded comrades over a 3-day period. Even after being shot in the head, he refused to accept medical help until his platoon was safely withdrawn. His bravery inspired his fellow soldiers to recommend him for the nation's highest military honor. Senior brass rejected that request reportedly because Shimon was Jewish and discrimination was far too common. The request at the time was downgraded to Distinguished Service Cross, the nation's second highest award for military valor. Shimon responded with the humility that epitomizes so many heroes, saying, quote, "War is not about medals. I love my country. I love my men. That's all that counts," unquote. While the Medal of Honor recipients are an elite class among the special group of people that we call veterans, Shimon's love for his country and his fellow soldiers is typical of the men and women we honor today. It is a brotherhood and a sisterhood, a bond cemented with blood. Just this summer, 6 soldiers risked their lives giving aid to the wounded while subduing a shooter who opened fire at the Fort Stewart, Georgia. The instant reaction of the 2nd Armored Brigade combat team was credited by law enforcement with preventing fatalities. The fast action of these soldiers under stress and under trauma and under fire absolutely saved lives. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll said, before adding, "They are everything that is good about this nation." While not all veterans see combat, an expressed willingness to sacrifice one's life is a requirement. It has been part of the commitment for military service since George Washington commanded our first troops. And it is not only commitment to service, that our veterans make. Only about 6% of American adults today have served in the military. Yet, it is that small and dedicated group that enables communities to function. Chances are that if you surveyed your local police and fire department, you will find that a disproportionately high percentage of their members are veterans. When emergency hits, there's a good chance that it is the veteran who is the first to respond. In most American communities, July 4th, 2025 was a day of celebration. For Central Texas, it was a day of horror. Flash floods ravaged Kerr County and killed 138 people, many young girls attending summer camp. The death toll could have been more than doubled had it not been for the extraordinary actions of Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin and his crew. The 26-year-old New Jersey native led the search and triage operations at Camp Mystic and is credited with rescuing 169 victims in distress. Ruskin's actions were personally recognized by Secretary of Homeland Security. He responded with modesty that it is so common among U.S. veterans. Quote, "I am just doing a job. This is what I signed up for. And I think that any single Coast Guard pilot, flight mechanic, whoever it may be, would have done the same exact thing in our fields that his and her service to a country is appreciated by their fellow Americans. For many veterans, our nation is important enough to endure long separations, far from their families, miss the births of their children, freeze in sub-zero temperatures, roast in faraway deserts, lose limbs, and for so many, often their lives. The families serve sacrifices as well. Military spouses have had to endure career interruptions, frequently changes of address, and disproportionate share of parental responsibility. The children often had to deal with changes in their schools, separation from friends, and hardest and all, it's uncertainty whether mom or dad would live through their next combat tour. Warriors need advocates, and that is why the American Legion exists. We are here to serve veterans, their families, our communities. Veterans need each other, but more importantly, our country needs our veterans. You realize that you have to support people who truly care. There is no better way to thank a veteran for their service than to let him and her know that we have their back. After all, veterans have had Americans' back for 250 years, humbly and proudly keeping our nation free no matter the danger. Just doing your job as an Army Sergeant of World War I and Coast Guard rescue swimmer for 2025 alike would say, with the same measure of modesty. Thank you. God bless America. God bless our veterans.
We will now have the Veterans Medley performed by Mike Joyce.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of American Legion Post 9, Sons of American Legion, we are here honoring our veterans. Those who are in the audience who served in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. When I play your song, please raise your hand as we salute you and we honor you on this very, very November 11th day. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army, thank you for your service. ladies and gentlemen, on the land, on the sea, United States Marines, thank you for your service. And now, anchors away, United States Navy, thank you for your service. And now, climbing high into the sun, United States Air Force, thank you for your service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Semper Super, United States Space Force, always above. Thank you, above, for your service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Semper Paratus, United States Coast Guard, thank you for your service. Round of applause for our veterans. Thank you for your service, and freedom is not free. Thank you.
Placing of the wreath by Paul Krecker and Robert Hockenberry.
Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Recover. Fire.
At this time, Ian Murphy.
God bless America.
God bless America, and that I love, stand beside and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet.
I will have the benediction.
Is that covered? God grant to the living grace, to the departed rest, to the nation peace and concord, to us all your servants the promise of everlasting light, light to guide us on our way, courage to support us, and your blessings to unite us in service to you, our God, and this country. Amen.